So I'm going to do a quick video here on what to look for on your roof when you're doing, maybe you're up taking your Christmas lights down or putting Christmas lights up, or up on your roof specifically to inspect it, or whatever you're doing up there. I want to kind of give you some things to look for so you know what kind of condition your roof is in, if it needs to have some attention right away, if it's going to last a while, or whatever the case is. So I'm going to go over a few pointers here and things that you can look for while you're up there. So I'll flip this around. We're going to take a look at the pipe boots. Here's a good example of one that's pretty old. You can see it's cracked. The rubber part right here, the flexible part that's supposed to go over the boot, is the part that wears out the quickest. The sun just eats it away and deteriorates it. You can also see some caulking here that is badly cracked and dried out and probably isn't doing anything anymore, so that's something that would need to be addressed. This boot needs to be replaced completely, and then obviously some new caulk put around it. Here is a example of someone attempting to repair something here. There's some exposed nails. Those can allow water in over time, so you want to look for things like that. You want to caulk things like that if necessary. This is a roof that is actually stapled on, but it's the same thing you look for with staples or nails. You want to look for low fasteners, low nails, ones that are popping through here. Here's a tab that actually probably blew off at one time, or lifted up anyway, and so it's been nailed back on. There was one here somewhere that I can see that was completely lifted, but I'll see if I come across it. So you want to look for, fasteners that are low. Here's a piece of shingle that is completely missing, that's blown off, so that would need to be addressed. This one has got some very old hail damage on it. Right here you can see, and over here as well. What hail does is it knocks the granules off of the shingles, which are these little rock looking things, and the asphalt base is then exposed to the sun, which quickly deteriorates it, and that's why you see the fiberglass strands, which is what your shingles are made out of. So this one's got some old hail damage. If you've got anything that looks like that, then you've got some hail damage and you should call your insurance company. Here's another little bit of hail damage where it knocked the granules loose. We'll walk down here and see if we see anything else. These are a 3-tab shingle, and they're called that because in each shingle there's 3 different tabs that comprise one solid shingle. And these are an old style shingle, and they're actually not manufactured anymore. So if you have a roof that looks like this, which it's very easily identifiable from the ground, it's got these very pronounced grooves cut into it. If you've got a roof that looks like that, you probably want to give it a little extra attention and inspect it a little more regularly, just because it can't easily be repaired. You would have great difficulty finding these shingles. There's probably no way you would find the exact same ones. You might find some that would fit, but they wouldn't match. So if your roof looks like this, you want to pay a little closer attention to it and stay on top of it maintenance wise. Keep the pine needles and tree branches and leaves and everything cleaned off of it so that it can breathe and dry out quickly. Here's another pipe boot that is pretty dry. That piece of caulk just flaked right off. Let's see what this one looks like. Here is also an extreme example of a pipe boot that is literally just deteriorated and missing. Probably leaks a little bit, or should anyway by the looks of it. So I don't see any other major issues up here, but those are a couple of the things you want to look for. You want to look for caulk that's dried out. You want to look for shingle tabs that look like they've been lifted. If they're not sealed down, you can grab a few of them on the edge and just lift them. If they lift up pretty easily, they're probably going to blow off in the wind. There was one down here somewhere that was actually creased. But you want to look for low fasteners. You want to look for tabs that aren't sealed anymore. You want to check your pipe boots. If you've got gutters, which this house does not, You want to check and make sure that those stay clear so you don't have water backing up underneath the shingles when the gutters get clogged. So a lot of different things to check for. Here's the one that I was talking about. You can see this crease right here, and it continues into the other one. That's because at one time this tab was not sealed. It must have sealed back down, or somebody glued it down. But see, there's a good example of one that the wind could very easily get a hold of, and you can see the dirt and debris underneath it because the sun or the wind has blown all that gunk into there, and this tar strip right here is now covered in dirt, so that tab will never reseal unless you reseal it by hand. So that's a couple of the issues that you want to look for when you're up on your roof, and just to keep an eye on those things and make sure that your roof lasts as long as possible.